Super lightweights Jose Ramirez and Richard Commey are going to head up a card this weekend, Saturday, March 25th, from ESPN through Top Rank. This bout between these two fighters and former champions is going to be considered a Crossroads bout. Let's talk about it. In another big fight that is on schedule for this Saturday, March 25th, super lightweights Jose Carlos Ramirez and Richard Commey are going to engage in a junior welterweight battle that will see one of these men take the next step toward another title shot. Both fighters are former champions and have had very good names on their resume. The fighters that they have found themselves on the short end of things are fighters that are currently noteworthy in the sport. So it's nothing to hang your head about, but for one of them, this victory is going to mean a great deal more. So I expect both men to come out doing exactly what they need to do to try to put themselves back on the winning track. In the case of Ramirez, whose record now is 27-1 with 17 KOs, he only has one loss on his record, and in his last fight he had a unanimous decision win over Jose Pedraza, but that one loss is to former undisputed champion Josh Taylor. Will he get that chance to rematch Taylor, which I'm certain that Ramirez has in the back of his mind, is something that is going to have to be answered, but he's got to win first in this bout. In the case of Commey, he is coming off of a split decision with Pedraza in his last fight. And what we're finding out about Commey, whose record now is 30-4 and 1 draw with 27 KOs, we're finding out that Commey is the type of fighter that, regardless of dropping decisions or losing bouts, he shows up to fight, he shows up to put in a positive effort, but there are fighters who can outbox him. So the thing about Commey is his physicality, but if he could improve upon his ring IQ, he may be able to use his veteran wiles to gain victory going forward in the future. Ramirez, who fought a fight against Taylor that saw Taylor really hand him a bit of a schooling. He's a physical, aggressive pressure fighter, Ramirez is. But Taylor was able to match the aggression and combine his own experience of ruggedness and used the opportunity to also come into the fight against Taylor and Ramirez as a fighter who could be diversified. And Ramirez had trouble with the adjustments that Taylor made. Interestingly, Taylor didn't display that against Jack Catterall. Against Pedraza, Commey got hit cleanly, and just as this image displays, that's one of his weaknesses. Commey has a habit of being the type of fighter that enters a bout and he's physically strong and very sturdy, but he's defensively available and sometimes wide open. Technical, precise fighters can take advantage of that. And those are the aspects of his game that I talk about, and he needing to shore up from experience. The fighters that he has faced and lost against have been able to exploit that through their talents and their technical abilities. Those are the type of things that, again, the layman, the common person, they don't really look at that unless it's a glaring weakness. But with Commey, he can get you out of there with a power shot. So you can't just look at him and think that he's a wash. Ramirez against Taylor showed that he doesn't adjust well in fights. He continues to fight the same way throughout the fight, and he's willful to exchange on the inside, showing and stating that he believes his best is rooted in machismo. But you have to be smart in there. You have to be able to adapt and adjust to what you're finding difficult in there. If you're going toe-to-toe and your opponent is doing well, you may want to step on the outside and give him a different look. You don't have to swim in his familiar waters. Commey has shown the ability to hurt people, but he's having trouble finishing fighters off, and he's not using enough technical to assist himself in his fights. So he needs a significant win of the two in this fight. Can he do it? It is very much possible. He can get this done, but it comes down to whether or not he can do these adjustments that I just spoke about that Ramirez has trouble with and put himself in a better position to be victorious. I think that this fight can go either way, and who is the smartest on the night of is going to be the person who's successful. And it's easy to say that, but I'll tell you something. Against Taylor, Ramirez was dropped, and I have to tell you, Commey punches better than Taylor. But will he be able to get into a rhythm? Will he be able to get off and get his offense going and not just be drawn into a dog fight? He has to fight smart in this fight. And though Commey has not shown us that he's capable of doing that, I believe he is. But until he does it, we can't give him credit for something he has yet to show. So, as I look at this fight, and I look at these two combatants, seeing that they're on the level with one another, it's going to be a difficult call for me to give a clear victor. But I think that Jose Carlos Ramirez has the momentum in this fight. He can make adjustments if he wants to get to the next level. I don't believe that Commey is the type of guy that can make the adjustments that are necessary, but you just don't know when the intangibles can factor in so much. I favor Ramirez in this fight, but not because he is so much better. There is just a bit of difference, and he does have the advantage of Robert Garcia in his corner. What do you think? Let me know. How do you think this fight will play out? It's not on pay-per-view, it's on ESPN. This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Can Richard Commey turn things around and put himself back into a place of contention. We wait to see what's up. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone remain safe.